I've got to get my chat going. Hopefully, y'all are doing great today. Why is it being a pain in my butt? Today we'll be finishing setting this lily that. Today we'll be finishing. Boom. There we go. That I've been worked on last week. See if I can get us in just a little bit closer. Looks good. I do not. Yes, did my email not make it to you? Yes, got that and working on video. Got one of the pieces preformed. How's it going, Rufo? Where did you find those, out of curiosity? Alright, where am I on this piece? I feel like I would be best off going inwards. And so that is what I'm going to do. Neat! Right on. They're super, super clear. I mean, you know, of course there's like a couple fractures and stuff, but just the quartz material itself being so clear like that is unusual to me. I was quite enamored with them when they arrived, and, you know, checking out that whole part of it. You know how it is. I could see that. Right now, I am starting by setting in some of the gems into one of the flower tips. Last weekend, we cut all the holes and stuff for this part to be done. Yeah, that's perfect. And similarly to how we, hey Chris, how we cut these holes out one by one and set them, it's often easier just to set all the stones like in batches as you go. Oh, I should probably switch the chat to live, all messages, thank you. Iris, what's going on? See here. I'm going to need this. And hopefully that'll be small enough. And then I will need one of my little miniature chisels. I don't know what the actual name of the tool that I use and call a miniature chisel is. I just know what, you know, I use them for. It's basically a chisel. Okay. I bet it's sitting in my drafts then. That would be probably far more likely than asking it if you didn't, or if it got lost on your end. I probably do that at least once a week. Apologies, because I had typed one up just to let you know they had arrived and kind of gush over how clear they were. I appreciate you checking in, because now I have the answer to my question, too, for editing purposes a bit later. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by and checking in. I really do appreciate that. And so with this chisel, I just start moving or cutting into the metal just a little bit so I can start preparing it for, let's see here. Well, what I'm going to need to prepare it for. Which is setting these, the beading tool. Okay, got those. Switch out the tip. This gets repetitive a bit, but it's not too bad. I believe I need a smaller beading tool tip. I have to get me a new set of those soon. Definitely appreciate the likes and shares. How's your week going, Iris? Sometimes using a little extra metal to get these things set does not hurt. There we go. Now, I got those 3 leaves set. Yeah, the heat is, yeesh. No, I'm working with, rhodolite garnet, amethyst, and citrine today. Nothing too insane. Let's see here. I want to do that leaf next, so grab this and the diamond magnet. Or, well, petal. I should say petal, because technically a flower petal is not the same thing as a flower or as a leaf. I don't think. I don't know for certain, but I do believe that is the case. Hey, Max! How you doing, Will? It's good to see you today. I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you. Hello, Leo. Boom. Those in. I hear you. I haven't left my basement and I need vape juice. Like, I don't know. Oh. Hello, Mighty Horse. And let's see, I think I want one like there too. There we go. Switch those out again. Hey Josh, congratulations. All right. Sorry, this gets a little, like, tense underneath the microscope, because these stones are really, really tiny. And you constantly feel like they're just moments away from breaking or something like that. Have to get another one of those member only giveaways set up here. I'm planning to try to do it tonight. Also, I've started making some more like $60 items. This is one of the Montana Sapphires from up here that I cabbed out. That's a little affordable for next or tomorrow. Figured it's something though. Start making items that are not too crazy. In the whole expend or labor part. I'm gonna have to mess with that one a little bit. There we go. Oh, please don't make me go hunt down one more of those. There you go. Just fit for me, will ya? I'm not asking that much. Hey, Jim. Yes. Perfect. This just helps me have pieces that I can move a little bit easier. No, you get back in there. This stuff here, it's called polyplastic. And it, uh, or do you mean what I have on this? This is just beeswax that I'm using to pick up, the stones with. It might be a little silver coated by this point. I think someone's got to be throwing a rave in my neighborhood. That or the neighborhood is just magically spawning techno music into the air. I guess either I'm okay with. Got a few things done at least myself. It's never exactly like everything I want, but you know. I think someone once wrote a song about that, actually. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean those two out. Okay. I'm gonna need my setting burr real quick. Of the proper size. Yeah, it's just a slight uh beat that I hear. I mean, I guess theoretically it is possible that I'm going crazy. And that is a round burr and should not be in there. Which makes me fear that this next burr in line is not the one that should be in there. Nope, a little too big. I didn't mix them up, at least. That's always good. Alright. I think I got that back to the way it needs to be. We shall proceed. I agree and echo what Iris is saying. Thank you everyone for the likes. And just like hanging out. Hey, get in there. Get in there. Man, the stones just do not want to cooperate with me today. Which can happen. Sometimes, you know, they just want to be a pain. Hi, Joseph. Where did I just drop my setting tool to? Seconds ago, this thing was in my hand. There we go. Definitely. Motherfucker. Alright, well, that happened. There's the one thing I don't like about these quartz is they cut the girdles a little thick, and that can make them harder to set sometimes. See, for me, it's like, I don't know. I love the stones, but I love the challenge behind actually making this stuff myself. And at home, no less. Also, another thing about like citrine or amethyst, when you're setting melees like this, they can break very easily. So you gotta be a little more gentle about it. I just hope it turns out like half as pretty as the Asiatic lilies that inspired it. Ooh, that's gonna be a challenging one. Hmm. Let's see, I have to move it around a bit. Do a little Jocelyn do it, I think. Sorry, again, I know I'm not super lively right now. Because I'm just so, like, holding my breath every time I do something with this little pointy thing here. This, no, this is, I fabricated the flower earlier and then spent last Friday's stream drilling the holes and cutting out all the seats for the stones. And then today I'm just setting them. Yay! They both fit with almost no sassing me. Almost no sassing me. There we go. Hey, Brent. Yeah, hands definitely, no, not in this one. Although I have done that in live streams before. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely a rave. The beat just changed. Or, well, a party. Usually people don't throw raves in cities, so not in this one at least. There we go. And yeah. Nice. Okay, and now in the center, amethyst. to keep that Asiatic lily feel that I was trying to go for, at least. Okay, that's 2 amethysts. I might have to go hunt one down. It would appear that I managed to misplace one. Am I surprised? No, I am not. That's just classic. Boom, amethyst 1. Amethyst 2. I've only broke 1 so far, bro. Just 1. Those are the wrong sized. Sorry about that. I grabbed the wrong container. Amethyst there. Right on. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I don't like how that one fits. That's really the challenge here is I already cut the hole perfectly for some stones, and now I've got to make sure I find a replacement for the one that's missing that's gonna fit. Oh, it's gonna fit right. That one's gonna fit right. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh no, a casualty. It happens, especially so setting sapphires or diamonds, and even in some cases garnets, there a lot of stones can be set really easily and safely. Other stones like quartz, chrome diopside, apatite, emerald, ugh. Just fucking nightmare, especially in melee form. And I really hate these parts where I'm holding my breath the entire time I'm doing it. A what? A wood stick? Oh, because I can't move metal with a wood stick. If somebody wants to relay that. I wish I could, because that would absolutely make more sense and cut down on casualties. The intricacies of stone setting. Jen, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, that reminds me. Hey, Jerry. I'm on my other device right now. They're not too bad. Alright, now for the really, really fun part, which I am kind of exaggerating there. I need to boil some water because I do not feel comfortable hitting that with fire to heat that up rapidly so I can pull it out. That just feels like risky. So I'm going to go get water boiling real quick. I will be right back. I just need to microwave it. God damn it. I just dropped something semi-important, I have a feeling. And we need to... Yeah, I guess it was just that. Okay, I'll be right back. Fire with more fire. Just not my way. I know, guys, it takes far, far too long for uh, stuff to, you know. Wow, what are you doing back there? Being a good kitties? For water to boil. That was, yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna make this easy on me and set up a tripod in it. Okay, and now, you know, the sad thing is the next part of this, Norway's really going to hate, because the next part is the abrasives. I'm doing this to start getting it warm. I don't want it to be shocked going into boiling water. And now I just dip that right into that boiling water. You know, mesh to cover that might be a good idea. Did a gem fall out? Kind of worried me there for a second. And now the polyplastic is really, like malleable. And so I can literally just pull this out, and go to the cleanup next. Although I do Well, that'll do for now. Yeah, it works. There's that. Yee, molten metal does not sound like something pleasant to smoke. Okay. There we go. Huh. Yes. Ken, that is indeed the time that I start the live stream every day or every week on Friday. You know, it's perfect time for, your Friday night, especially for those homies that, work with their hands and work with tools all day. A lot of them just want to go home, light up, and watch someone else work. Oh, here, let me zoom in a little bit for y'all so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Let's see, yeah, I'm on. So right now I'm just pulling this plastic off, which is kind of like my step one on the cleanup. The whole time praying that when it comes off, none of the gemstones loosen up. If they do, I'll tighten them down. I'm using the micro chisel for this too now. You know, your whole vape thing made me like, I want to design a vape for myself that's inspired by a lightsaber because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. And you made me realize, like, I could find a way to do that with a synthetic sapphire or something, and then carve it into a crystal shape, and then, I don't know, because I don't really know how the process or the method that works, but one thing I am good at is figuring it out. And now that I know there's a way, well, why is my phone being like this? If I can just get the tank to glow and there to be like a crystal in it that's doing the vaping action, I've succeeded. I think I've got most of the plastic. most. So now all that's left is polishing. Now, if Norway is still here, he is going to hate this next part. Like, absolutely hate what I do. He's probably going to hate me. And file, or, try to find some society for the protection of gemstones. Depends on the gem. Some gems can get incredibly hot. I don't know necessarily that they would melt without hitting temperatures that I can't quite... Like, I don't even know where that number is. But it's insane. Like, very, very insanely high. No, I can't use that. Okay, I'm gonna have to use this. This next bit's gonna be a process for me. I might need that here too. Grab my burr tray real quick here in a second. Just laughing at Norway's comments over there. Alright. Ow. So now that I know he is still here, I apologize in advance for what I'm about to do. Yeah, I've made lighter cases. And I've thought about taking this off, making a mold out of it in silver, putting stones in it, and then putting it back on. But I mean, my vape is already so fucked up that... Oh man, there is always a need for a lighter. I don't even smoke really anything anymore, and I also grew up in Montana. Like, I remember growing up and having a lighter in school not being a big deal. And, I'd come from Vegas, so that was just, like, shocking to me, because it's a really big deal to have a lighter on you. up here, they're like, well, you know, when you're walking home one night and you might get caught in a blizzard and have to shelter underneath a tree. If that happens, you're going to need to make yourself a fire. So we understand that you need to have a lighter and some kindling. Hell, I'm surprised they didn't recommend we bring a fucking shotgun or something with us. If you're walking home, you might get attacked by a grizzly lion, or grizzly bear, a mountain lion. Can't believe I just fucked that up. Now, the point of this is to polish the metal, not the stones. I'm pretty sure we could have gotten away with taking bear spray to school when I was in high school. They wouldn't have questioned that one. Kids would literally park with their hunting rifles in the truck in the school parking lot, and it was never a problem. Of course, that's had to change. You like that purple and you... Thank you, Treasure, for dropping in and bestowing that like. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good one. Now this is probably one of the more time, like, costly parts of a project like this. Because I've got to do this with like 4 different grits. You know, this is actually a lesson I learned from my dad, making cabinets. It doesn't matter how well it's put together, like how nice the wood is. If you don't do a good job in your finishing work, it's gonna look like shit. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta call my grandma after this. need a better tool for this job. What do I have available to me? I need to get more of these too. Huh, that is fascinating, Iris. I wonder if hybridization is even possible there. Of course I would, though. Alright, so this is one of my last knife blade polishing wheels, and I'm very, very careful how I use these, because, you know, I gotta get more, but they're expensive. Need to put in like a $500 order on Rio just for stuff like this. And I probably don't need to spend this much time on the back of a piece, but it is kind of what I do. No, I lost my chat. Sorry about that. I'm back. Wait, what did I miss? Norway? You're never gonna sell a gem again? Hey, Jama. Alright, I will replace the old wheel in a minute on that. Let's see, where is... There it is. Repeat the process with I'm currently reading a book called Isles of the Ember Dark. It's kind of an expansion of an old, semi-older novella called Sixth of Dusk. That's kind of the premise of that, like, an island that is aware, sentient, and, tries to mercilessly end the people who live upon it. Although it is a neat story. Well, I mean, it's a Cosmere book, so of course it is. Can't believe I found something I fell for harder than Star Wars, but Cosmere is just way, way better in my opinion. Might even beat Dune. That's saying something. Dune is fucking a timeless epic classic. It is, because it allows me to have something to listen to while I'm working. Damn, I am really loving this. Let's see here. Up next, the pumice, which is the pink radial disc when it comes to... God damn it, I keep losing my chat. Have a good night, bro. Anyway, most of these bristle discs are a sapphire composite where these are actually moissanite, is what makes the abrasive in them. This is something softer, which means a lot of stones can handle it a little better. Of course, I don't keep it on there for very long. I just go over it quickly with it. And that's just to get some of the places that the other one kind of misses. Okay, yay. Now I'm nearing the end of this and actually a little curious, and we'll see tomorrow, but maybe I should do a couple more. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about it though. then slowly it gets shiny and more shiny and more shiny. And then next thing you know, you've got yourself a nicer piece of jewelry. Now, between this and the next step, I will need to... Did somebody drop another super chat? And how far back was that? Whoever the hell dropped a super chat that I missed, thank you. Will, thank you. I appreciate you. Sorry, my thing keeps dying on me. Chickens? Oh, okay. I guess so. Hello, Nicole. Will, do you mean this thingy here? I'm thinking like, I don't know, probably about 200, because it was quite a bit of work. Setting alone seems to be taking about, I'm guessing about 4 hours in setting, and I think it was another hour and a half to make it. Yeah, roughly around 200. I might do an auction tomorrow. depending on how good the turnout to the stream is, we might start it off bit somewhere or figure it out, you know. Me over here trying to act like I have plans for tomorrow's stream. My plans for tomorrow's stream: try to be on time and show people gemstones and hope they buy them. Oh, and crystals. Anybody know anything about magnetite? I'll text you then, Will. You asked first, so I'll shoot you a text. Well, I do try to provide area for some levity. I do kindly request, like, racism or any other form of bigotry be left off my chat. Actually, I mean, I would enforce that even if I didn't have a obligation as a channel op to do so. That's not a bad idea, Will. If you want to do that, that's fine. I can do a silent bid. Thank you, Chris. I did it after the Asiatic lilies. I don't know why, but I really think they're gorgeous, and so I wanted to try that, which was a little more complex, and maybe not the best choice of a color scheme for my first attempt at this, but go big or go home. A series? Iris, I'm kind of with you on that. I should do a Lily series. Or maybe sets of them. Like, we got the pendant here, so I need a ring and a set of earrings. I don't know. Something to that effect. Oh, a bracelet. Man, that's a lot of work. But that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all, actually. Maybe like three stems coming together, and you know what I mean? Do the stem green. Some Savorite garnets, maybe? I gotta get more of those. Okay, so I got one more step to do on this, but first I have to so bits of abrasive, which are silicone carbide, which is moissanite, are embedded in this, and they kind of get taken off as this wears down from that to that. And so there's bits of abrasive in here, and the next step, I do not want those there. So I need to go scrub on it for a second with a toothbrush, lightly, so I can get those out. I will be right back in a second. Ow, Kurt. That is a really tiny, tiny veil, though. I'm going to have to get a better one for that. Ooh, I know I haven't showed this off for a while because it's just like an experiment I am really slowly working on. I don't know. I think this ring is going to be dope. What I wouldn't give to have a laser welder, though, because it would make the process like 300 times faster. I think I've already got 20 hours in that ring, and I got a long, long way to go on it still. Alright, so the next step requires me to actually change out my collet. It's getting really close to because the next step is like finish polish. Well, and then washing it, of course. I might be getting low on battery. Keep it alive a bit longer. And then I go wash it one more time. Back I shall be. I don't want to say this is the most complicated wrap set I've ever done, but it was kind of complex. I got a chain that'll slip through this, perhaps. Be really convenient if I did. Look at that, I do. If somebody ever wants this on a chain, I will have to literally build the chain around it. It can't fit. The jump rings don't fit through it. But our final product. I love you too. Just, you guys rock. Wow, 57. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone who's hit that thumbs up button. Will, I will mark you down, by the way, since you basically hit the, pretty close to the super chat thing. I think you did, at least. Oh, flatten the jump ring. That might work. The chain, like, barely went through that. It did not want to go, but that probably would work. Thank you, Iris. You know, I gotta do this. It's because it looks great. It does. This is why I am so hard on myself all the time. Is because I get a different view than you guys get. Now, any piece of jewelry you put under this is not going to, like, you almost don't want to look. Oh, wait. But I guess it doesn't look that bad. Under a microscope. So, I really don't have much to complain about. Plus, I also like the way it just naturally hangs off this chain. So, oddly enough, I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna have to put a couple pictures up. I think I should have done purple tips on the ends of these flowers, but that's not how an Asiatic lily looks. But on the edge of those petals, I should, yeah. No, there's no biological material involved in this process whatsoever. These are not the droids you were looking for. I want to see something real quick. Let's see. Oh, I got plenty of battery. So I need to bring it over here, is it? I'm going to put a big bright light right here, I swear. Except for then it'll glare off this glass, damn it. Oh, I know, Will. That's why I was just being a smartass. I guess I'm not a very good job at being a smartass. God. I want to show you guys something real quick. I have never... So, my old light that I used to have would never make those sorts of things fluoresce. A Govee light? Oh, I absolutely do need... So, if you look at this, there's one missing. I went and looked on Amazon. I think they're like about $20 because you got to get 2 of them. Does that DW, Will? I know this is a T8 bulb, and I'm guessing the F14 is that wavelength, or is that going to be the length of the bulb, as in like 14 inches? Because that seems about close to right. I don't know, I'm not very good at measuring like by eye that big. But yeah, I definitely need another light underneath this for sure. Dude, it's what came with the thing, okay? Like, I don't got a choice right now. That's what I'm working with. It's not like over here, where slowly... I mean, I ain't got the budget to completely finish doing this yet. But I put a spotlight in here so that these would sparkle even better. I need to get 2 more for inside there. And then, let's see, so coming up, video I'm working on, a rare rock type. Will, you actually might like to learn about this one. I don't have the faceted ones currently, but this is a gemstone called bonitoite. A friend of mine left it here for, you know, safekeeping right now, and also because I'm gonna do a video. Okay. I'll have to chat with you after the stream about get recommendations. These things are only found in California, so it's like our own version of tanzanite. It has a better sparkle than tanzanite. Like I can't deny or say anything other than that. And like when faceted, I'll get up a short video today just to kind of, you know, that one thing. It is so gorgeous. Oh, I can't cut it. Some of the smaller ones I can sell as micro specimens. I don't believe any of this is cuttable. If any of it was cuttable on my current, I'd refuse to cut it on my current setup. Alexandrite. I don't believe my Alexandrite's out here right now. But I will totally show off the gallery for a bit. Why, thank you. And I do have some larger synthetics as well, because these are kind of my babies, and I would hold on to them through quite a bit. Alexandrite's got that one thing above benitoite, and that's the hardness. Like, actually, Alexandrite's really cool for being, I want to say it's right next to sapphires. I am just absolutely in love with the way the gallery has turned out. Now I just got to start doing videos in it. Yeah, I need to get a better light for that. Thank you. Yeah, those half caraters are kind of my babies. I also like turn the light off again, my bad. Tanzanite quite a bit. And what's the other one that I've got a special spot for? Tourmaline. I feel like something's not in. Oh, peridot. And who doesn't love opals? Alright, everyone. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while we made a pendant today, or finished making this beautiful little pendant. I'll probably try to make another one of these here in the near future. And we'll be going live hopefully 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, although as long as my body isn't feeling like crap. If it is, it'll be closer to 2 p.m. But definitely be going by 1 p.m. Look forward to seeing everybody who can make it. Be showing off a bunch of gems and some jewelry that I've made. Some more jewelry that I've made. And probably a couple more pieces of jewelry that I've made. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Looks like we got nearly 60 likes. I really do appreciate that. Y'all have a wonderful Friday night. Be safe out there. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. I'm wondering how bad people are lagging. Here, I'm going to look at gems for a few, well, I think that's facetable. I think I can facet that. Oh yeah. It's definitely magnetic too. Got some smaller examples of it. Wonder if I'm just not seeing chat anymore. Well, y'all have a wonderful night. I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.